My name is Susan Adamchek. I'm a member of the board of the Peggy Bowman Second Chance Fund and one of the organizers of this vigil. We worked closely with the clinic of Dr. George Tiller, who was murdered on Sunday as he ushered at his church in Wichita. Dr. Tiller's clinic was one of only 5 in the state that provided abortion services, and the only one that was beyond the Lawrence, Kansas City area. How ironic is it that part of our humanitarian assistance to other countries, we promote affordable, accessible, and available health services for women, and yet women here in our state have to travel at great distance, at great cost, to get the services that they need. Not only was Dr. Tiller one of the few specialists meeting the needs of women in Kansas, he was one of only 3 in the country to offer late-term abortions. These are not women who wake up in the morning and say, I think I'll have an abortion today. These are the 10 and 11-year-old girls who become pregnant through incest or abuse and who don't even know what's happening to their bodies until they're late in their pregnancy. These are women who are told that the fetus that they've been nurturing has such serious neural tube disorders that the child has no chance of surviving. These are women who have learned that they have cancer and they're already mothers, and the only way to be able to survive, to provide for those children, is to abort the child that they are carrying. None make these decisions lightly. In the past 20 years, as I'm sure most of you know, Dr. Tiller's clinic has been bombed, burned, and repeatedly vandalized. He himself was shot through both arms. And most recently, our former state attorney general filed a series of unsubstantiated charges against him, of which he was acquitted, all of which he was acquitted of just months ago. Through it all, he persisted in providing compassionate and dignified care for women in need. President Obama, in his commencement speech at Notre Dame last month, issued this same call. He said that when we discover the possibility of common ground, it is when we can begin to say, perhaps we don't agree about abortion, but we can still agree that this is a heart-wrenching decision for any woman to make with both moral and spiritual dimensions, and that we can work together to reduce the number of seeking abortions by reducing unintended pregnancies, making adoption available, and providing care and support to women who do carry their babies to term. The killing of Dr. Tiller has the potential to open the chasm in the abortion debate even wider, or to bring us closer in our shock and horror in trying to find common ground. I ask that we dedicate ourselves to trying to find common cause, to seek to end this violent assault on women and on the providers who try to help them.
I think it's important to see his murder not as an isolated incident, but part of many years of harassment and violence, not just of Dr. Tiller, but of abortion rights activists, providers, and women seeking abortions. He is, in fact, the 8th person killed by anti-abortion zealots in the past 30 years, and countless others have been terrorized by bombings, arson, acid attacks, anthrax threats, and clinic barricades. It may be hard to believe that reasonable, compassionate people on both sides of this debate exist, but they do, and there are some things that we can and must work toward together. Specifically, a healthcare system that makes a full range of reproductive health services for women affordable and accessible, and comprehensive sex education and access to contraception and emergency contraception.
And Dr. Tiller's death is sadly just another example of the violence that is out in the world today, and it just solidifies the fact that those of us who do support this have to keep fighting. We have to keep saying we need to do this peacefully, and we need to keep supporting this.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. For deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand someday. For deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We are not afraid, I hope. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. Deep in my heart, I do believe we are not afraid today. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall live in peace someday. Love is what unites us. Love is what unites us. Love is what unites us. Love is what unites us today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe love is what unites us today. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. For deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.